This Liberty Sports Update is brought to you by Beacon Credit Union.
Coach, if you want to start with an opening statement on practice this week and whatever else you want to hit on, then we'll take questions.
Yeah, we've had a good week. I think the maturity of our kids I've been pleased with, knowing that this is a challenging week to get your kids to understand that you prepare the same for every single game, regardless of what it appears to be on paper or what people may say about that game. And I've been pleased with the way they've prepared. And I don't know what that exactly means come Saturday, but it's been a good week in a lot of ways. And we're on ESPNU again, which gets to showcase our program. Obviously, I was very blessed, and our staff was very blessed this week by our administration to extend us another contract, and I'm just beyond grateful, thankful for Ian, Dr. Prevost, and our board for believing in the way we're doing things, and not only on the field, but I think they're recognized that the fruits off the field are good right now too. Not perfect, but we've got a good thing going, and are building something that I think is really special, and we're kind of having one of those magical runs right now, and it's very gratifying to be able to give back to a university that believed in you, supported you, particularly in my situation, and my family has just been overjoyed and blessed beyond measure by everything that our administration's done for us, and so I'm really thankful for Ian. He's a tremendous leader and just great to work with and for. So it's been a good week, man. National TV Saturday at home, Masters weekend, so get to combine that and hopefully watch it Saturday after a victory. But I've been pleased thus far with our kids and their preparation.
Very good. Thank you, Coach. We'll take questions now for Coach Freeze. We do have kind of a full house today, so if you could limit to one question at a time, that way we can get to everyone. If you do have a burning follow-up to that, go ahead, but we'll try to rotate everyone here equally. So use the raise hand option if you have a question. We'll start with Damian Sordelet from the Lynchburg News in Advance.
Morning, Hugh. How are you?
Great. How are you?
I'm doing well. You've been on the media blitz these last couple of weeks, and you've talked about how your family love Liberty. You're happy to be here, and the contract extension seems to have followed suit. How long had that been on your mind, and was it something where once they presented you and your agent the opportunity to extend you that you wanted to enter those talks?
Yeah, I didn't. This was something I would never initiate. That's up to Ian and our board and Dr. Prevost. But man, they were so gracious to begin those talks middle of or early of last week of Virginia Tech week, and we obviously. Look, I've said it all along, and I don't know, people don't believe it or whatever. I can't control what people believe or what they say, and I've told our players and I've told our administration it would take something very, very special for me to leave what we're building here now. And, so far, the options that have flirted toward my way have not been anything that remotely interests me. I'm flattered and thankful, but we're at peace here, and again, I never know what God holds in the future, and neither does anyone else, but I know where my feet are right now, and I know that my focus is solely on building a program here, and I'm very content and happy with that, and grateful that our players and Ian and the administration feel the same. So that's as transparent and honest as I can put it to you, but I'm not looking at it would take somebody gaining my attention by it being something that is would blow me away, and I just don't see I just love what we're doing here. I love the program, I love the people, I love the mission, I love our kids, our staff, so I'm very much at peace.
All right, right, next question will go to Oliver Hodgkinson from the UK, then we'll get to Jermaine.
Coach, congratulations on the new deal.
Thank you.
You've used the word special, and in the last couple of weeks that I've spent around the program, it certainly feels like there's something special going on, and you feel like you're really a part of that. Can you just describe what it is that makes this place, this team, this program so special, and where do you see it evolving from here? You know, you're an unbeaten season at the moment. Where can you see the development with this program?
Well, just in the belief that we belong in these games that we're in. And, you know, I said probably Monday that I feel like I'm somewhat, I know how coaching goes. I talked to Coach McKay last night about it, and I said I feel like I'm kind of setting myself up for people to expect us to win every ACC game we play, and that's probably not realistic. Or Power 5 teams that we play, and you know we're not the same roster that many of them are currently. But I said when I got here that I believed in 5 years we would be, you know, one of the top group of 5 programs in the nation, and I see nothing that makes me doubt that or change my mind on that. And the commitment from the school is there. We can recruit players to this place because I do think it is special, and it's special in the fact, number one, irregardless of what your personal beliefs are, this faith-based university is different, and it's and certainly we don't expect every player to come here to. We're all going to be at different levels when you talk about your personal faith, and irregardless of whether you decide to grow in your faith while you're here, you're going to be exposed to it, and it's something to me that separates us, irregardless of whether you decide that your faith is just like what Liberty's is as a core value. Man, at some point in your life, you are going to have faith in something bigger than yourself. And whether it's a team, whether it's another person, you're going to have something that you have faith in that's bigger than yourself to sustain all the gut punches of life and the challenges that you face. And I know of no other place that better prepares you for that than where I am right now at Liberty University. I think it makes it special. And obviously I think the culture and confidence that we create in our program with the messaging that we have from me to our assistant coaches down to our players, and the support we get from our administration is as good as any place. I wouldn't say it's better because I haven't experienced every place, but it's as good as any place I've ever been at. And I would venture to guess it's probably maybe better than some because we're all on the same page, pulling the rope in the same direction. And then you look at our facilities, I don't know of any group of 5 that are any better.
Thanks, Coach.
Thanks, Oliver. Let's go to Jermaine Farrell from FXR in Roanoke, and then we'll get back to Damian.
Coach, first of all, congratulations on the contract extension. It's well-deserved, and like I said, you're doing an awesome job.
Thank you, my man.
A couple of questions I'd like to ask you. The first one, when you look at what you've accomplished in a short amount of time, and now, you know, people already know about you, and they know your story, and then to have the success you're having, and then to have all the national attention, which is well-deserved because, you know, when you start winning, you're going to get that national attention from all types of outlets, not just us, but the national ones. How special is it for you to just get the attention due to all the effort and the hard work you've gone? I mean, you're on a 9-game winning streak and all that. How special is it just to get that recognition that you guys have worked so hard to achieve at Liberty?
You know, I don't want to say this the wrong way, but I had my fling with the national attention and the praise of people, and you know, and it makes you feel good, man, and it's awesome for your kids to experience it, for your administration and school to experience it. We want that. We desire that. We want to stay relevant. You know, I talked to the team this morning. It was about, our theme this week of rim huggers, and I used a little video and story of just what that looks like. But if you're doing it just for that, I think you're missing a huge opportunity to develop and enjoy. I tell you what I enjoy more than the national attention. Matter of fact, there's days I wish it wasn't so much, and just I wish it was more on just Liberty and what's been accomplished here and our kids. And but what is enjoyable is the experience that and the attention that I get with my wife and kids and the staff and these players after a huge win like Virginia Tech. Now that's special, and that has much more meaning to me than even though I do like the national attention on our program. I think it's needed. That's part of our growth, and we've got to handle that. But the desire to have that more than the stuff that's in that team room and the stuff that's at your home, I don't want to ever desire that more than those things, if that makes sense. So it's nice. It's a step in the right direction for our program, and we certainly want it. But I hope our kids hear me when I talk about the order to which we should desire those things.
And then also, looking at the contract extension, and if I missed part of it, I do apologize, but was this something that was kind of in the works over the last, because obviously after these 2 years, I mean, you've had the success. Is this something that was kind of in the works, or something that you approached the administration at Liberty about, or vice versa, or did they come to you, or how did the wheels get turning on that?
Yeah, I've never approached any administration on a new deal, and I never will. And I'm thankful that Ian and Dr. Prevost initiated it and began talks Virginia Tech week, I believe, and really had a verbal agreement in place before we played that game. So it was just a matter of getting the papers done and those things and read over and understood. But I had a verbal agreement with them before we played that game.
Thanks, sir.
Yep.
All right, next up, let's get back to Damian, then we'll go to John.
Coach, do you have any injury updates this week? I know you mentioned Dabney Haskins have been dealing with knee injuries. Poole missed last week's game, and then you had the two tight ends, Bollinger and Monday, who also missed against Virginia Tech.
Yeah, Bollinger and Monday are both probably out this week. Poole is back. Dabney can go, as can Haskins. We may limit Haskins some. We'll see how things are going. But I think everybody except for Bollinger and Monday, I believe. Mason Yost is doubtful. So I think that's it.
All right, let's go to John Manson from A Sea of Red, then we'll get to Ed.
Coach, first wanted to ask about your wife. How is she doing?
She's doing good. She's out of quarantine, so she's excited. She's pumped. She didn't like me putting her in quarantine. I said, "Babe, you can't be going out of the bubble." So she really didn't have to, but she really chose to. I promise you, I didn't make her. It wasn't. She just felt like she just wants to make sure she doesn't put me at any risk. And after being on a plane for her father's birthday party, she felt it best that she does until she had these two tests, and they both came back negative, and it's been 7 days now. So we're out of quarantine, so we got to eat close together like normal last night and watch TV together. So it was good, and pumped for my man Eric Church. I just can't tell you how that was about as big as a football win to see him win. I was just so excited for him.
Good to hear. Also, you mentioned Coach McKay and the two of you guys talking on the phone last night. Just wondering how that relationship has evolved in your almost 2 years at Liberty. Yeah,
I have the utmost respect for Richie. I think if there's very few people I call for advice on things or to talk things over, but would not hesitate to call and get his wisdom. I just think he's a tremendous leader that has great wisdom. He seeks it from the right place, and I have great admiration for him. And he called to congratulate me, and then he had two questions for me, and then I had a question for him, and so I love our relationship.
Thanks, John. Let's go to Ed Lane now from the Fast Lane on CBS Sports Radio.
Coach, you touched on it at the very beginning. You're pleased so far with how the team is prepared this week. Take us through that a little bit more in terms of that preparation, and if you and your staff will have a full a grasp of where things stand now, or do you need to get through the first quarter, first half to see how crisp and focused you guys are at the beginning of this Western Carolina game?
Yeah, the thing that I want them to do is prepare the same way every week. Whether you're emotional about it or your excitement level is an 8 this week or a 10 this week about the opportunity you have to play, I don't think it's realistic ever to think a team should be at a 10 every single Saturday emotionally. But your preparation should be the same as it is every week, and I think our leadership has really tried to, they told Dom Monday in their Monday morning lift that their goal was to have me not have to say that to them a single time this week. So I think that speaks of maturity, and it also speaks that they know me pretty well. And I've been pleased. Now, what that means Saturday, because truthfully, Ed, we really have no clue what to expect. I mean, this team has not played a game yet, and they have a whole new defensive staff. So we don't really know what we're walking into Saturday, and we're going to have to be on top of our game as coaches to get our kids adjusted to whatever we see fairly quick, and hopefully settle in and play a solid football game.
All right, we got time for a couple more here. Let's go to Jermaine Farrell from FXR in Roanoke.
It's great again to keep you here till 2026 at least, Coach. I just want to throw that out there again. We can share those Eric Church stories, I'm sure, down the road.
Yeah.
You mentioned something that's interesting. When you look at all the coaches, and Liberty's got a strong group of coaches at all the programs. You talk about the interaction with Coach McKay. What's your interaction with all the other coaches? Because obviously you got Doc Richardson. You also got Lang Wiedemeyer with soccer, and all the other coaches. I mean, it seems like it's a cool group of coaches. Coach Green of women's basketball. There's just a unique group of coaches, and all you guys have had so much success, and I'm sure that you guys kind of play off each other when it comes to that.
Truthfully, it's very difficult for me to cultivate a lot of close relationships. But I do know this from our coaches' meetings and from the texting from all the different coaches that we have here. It is a family. We pull for each other, and we're there should one need us. And I wouldn't hesitate to call upon anyone if I thought they were the ones I needed to talk to at that moment, and I know that they would be willing to. And whether it's Trevor from volleyball, who I'm fairly close to, or Scott from baseball, man, never misses an opportunity to congratulate us, to talk to us. Dot's the same, incredible. And of course McKay and I are fairly close. So it is a neat family, and all are very strong and committed to the vision here and to their programs. And I think their experiences, and their success speaks for volumes for the type of people that Liberty can attract.
All right, let's go back to Oliver here, and then we'll have time for maybe one more before we get to Bob and Lane.
Coach, we talked about ball security issues after the game on Saturday. Have you had the ball taped to Malik's hands all week? What have you guys been working on with him this week?
Yeah, I made him take all that. I don't know what all he had on his wrist. I made him take them all off, and said maybe that's the cause of it. I don't know. Sort of like Tin Cup when you watch that, and his caddy made him put a quarter in his pocket. I said, we got to change something when you run him. So take that stuff off your wrist, and let's see if we can go through a game without putting the ball on the ground. And we took him through a lot of ball security drills for sure, but hopefully we'll improve that, because that is something that changes games. And obviously we don't win many games, as many as we've won without him. But maybe they don't have to be quite as close if we take care of the ball too. So we're going to keep concentrating on it, Oliver. I promise.